These old churches are very stereotypical of classic Goan Portuguese architecture. And this one in particular is not the church that I intended to go to. I was trying to go to the Bom Jesus Basilica. Yes, there are Christian basilicas in India. So that's pretty cool. Take a look at this one. And right now, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, we'll just walk around and I'm gonna tell you some funny stories that I heard about Goa in particular. So I was chatting with a guy the other night by the name of, and was one of the founding hippies of Goa, essentially, back in the 1970s, when all of Goa was an integral part of the hippie trail. The 1970s and 80s, thousands of hippies came through this place and it became their sanctuary. It was their paradise. They didn't even refer to Goa as Goa. They referred to it as the secret, or they would say, they referred to it as the secret. They'd say, oh, I'm going back on vacation. Oh, when are you going to the beach? They referred to it as the beach. They would never specify which beach they were going to, but it meant Goa. And back at this time, you had a lot of pigs in the area, and these pigs would wander the streets and whatnot, and you also had a problem with the local sewage system. There wasn't any sewage system. So I'm going to tell you today about a concept that was brought to Goa by the Portuguese. So when the Portuguese arrived in India on the Malabar coast near Goa, they had a problem. There was no kind of sewage infrastructure to speak of, and importing the craftsmen needed to construct such an infrastructure would have been too difficult and would take too long. Portugal was just too far away from India. So the local Portuguese observed that there were a lot of pigs in the area, and they would take these pigs and they would corral them and they would bring them to people's backyards. And in these people's backyards, they would put them behind the house, and they would put 4 cement blocks behind the house. And they would instruct the people of Goa to do this themselves. When they had to go number 2, they would walk behind their house and they would take a number 2 on these 4 concrete slabs. And when it rained, because it rained consistently almost every day, the rain would wash down their dookie, wash down what was on those cement slabs, that number 2 that was on those cement slabs. And it would slide right down those cement blocks and land in a pig's mouth. Now, Goan sausages. Goa is famous for its Goan sausages. And so, in short, this became a very fun thing for the people of Goa, for the Portuguese who lived here, to feed their guests their prime, fresh Goan sausages. So I think that's just amazing. So if you're in Goa, keep that in mind.